Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Franklin here, and today I'm going to be showcasing my round 2 of the Pokemon Central Tournament Switch OU. Now, of course, it's a Switch tournament, but my opponent and I could not play each other due to conflicting schedules, as he lives like on the other side of the world, and I couldn't play it on my Switch while I'm at work. So the tournament organizer Larry here was able to allow us to play on Showdown, which is much more faster and more effective. And so I decided, because of the success of the first round, as you guys saw from my previous video, I decided to use the same two teams for games 1 and 2 respectively, because I wanted to, just punish my opponent on a consistent basis. And so my round 2 opponent is going to be the same, had the same strategy as my first round opponent. Is going to be using the same team for both matches. So just want to check before we start recording stuff here. Perfect. And so let's begin. Now I decided to scout with my Darmanitan, of course. Sorry with the music. And so he goes for the Hydro Pump, and unfortunately I die because I'm just a dumbass. So, and I'm actually playing this on my phone as well because I didn't have access to Showdown on the laptop, only on my phone. So it's kind of weird. I didn't have any damage calculations, so I had to remember from my head what kind of calculations this team does. So, going the Mandibuzz on the Rotom, protecting that, go for the U-turn here. I go into my Venusaur because I decided to just go for the kill on the Rotom because he was really being passive about the Rotom. So I decided like, boop, bop that Rotom. Dragon Ball comes in, and it's one of the 2 biggest threats on the team because if I get rid of this in Excadrill, I pretty much win the game and win the War of Weather. Goes for a Fire Blast. I'm pretty sure this is Specs because there's no way they did that much. Go for a Sucker Punch, and I crit him, which is pretty nice because that means now this Dragapult is going to get bopped by my fastest Pokemon on the team, which is Venusaur, of course. Go for a Giga Drain. He stayed in for the Fire Blast, but luckily for me, I'm able to kill it. And so here, the Corsola is going to be kind of annoying against my team. Of course, I have a good counter with that with Mandibuzz, somewhat. I do have Foul Play. So I go for the Roost here on the prediction of the T-Tar. I could have U-turned, but I needed some HP on the Mandibuzz. And I only have one Pokemon that can deal with this, kind of. I go into my Duck Trio here. Goes for Stone Edge here to 72, of course, because I'm pretty much frail. Go for an Adamant Earthquake. And I'm not able to kill T-Tar, but it's fine with me because I can go direct into my Venusaur. And I can just Giga Drain and pretty much claim the Weather War as mine. So that means no sand for Excadrill to sweep with. So he goes into the Corsola here. I decided to go into my Torkoal because it's a pretty good answer to this. And this Lava Plume, which is Sun Boosted on a max special attack Torkoal, is going to do quite a bit for Eviolite Pokemon because that does 39. And fortunately for me, I get the burn, which means this Corsola is going to be on a timer soon. I go into the Venusaur here as he goes for the Strength Sap. Now, what I could have done here is go back into my Mandibuzz and just start roosting up, but unfortunately I wasn't really thinking because obviously I'm playing this while at work. So I go for a Giga Drain and does 65, like goodness gracious. And unfortunately he has Hex, which means I'm gonna have to start beating this down very soon. So I go for another Giga Drain here. I could have predicted the Ferrothorn, but I decided not to, just to see how he played. I could have hit the Weather Ball there too. So now I go for a Weather Ball, knock out the Ferrothorn, which is awesome. And looking at the timer of the Sun Turns that I have left, I had to be really bold and just keep the Venusaur in, just in case. But kind of strange that I didn't want to lose to Excadrill. Now that could have been a misplay as well, because that could have swept. But regardless, I decided to go for the Mandibuzz play as the safest method I had. He goes for Iron Head, I go for another Iron Head, which was great, because this means now this Excadrill cannot Swords Dance in my face. Go for a Torkoal, expecting the Iron Head again. And so I decide, you know what, I'm going to kill this thing right now. And I do live in Earthquake because I'm max HP. So Torkoal comes in clutch, get the Lava Plume up, and destroy this thing. But unfortunately for my Torkoal, it is too slow. And so the Corsola is able to beat it. And now pretty much here with Venusaur, I'm going to go for the Giga Drain here, get some HP back. But unfortunately, Hex is doing too much. So it's able to knock me out. So now it all comes down to Mandibuzz and Corsola with a bunch of Stall Wars. That did 9%, by the way, and I get disabled. So now, because I got disabled, I have to play the long game here. But luckily for me, Strength Sap doesn't do too much because it doesn't allow Corsola to gain any more HP because my attack is getting weakened. So pretty much these couple of turns here, are just going to be me stalling out. Not stalling, but attacking. Now my opponent is kind of choking a little bit here because in my perspective, if I'm going up against a Mandibuzz, I want to keep the Strength Sap and make sure the toxic, I mean not toxic, but foul play and roost run out. But because my opponent is burning more Strength Saps and Hexes than he usually can, meaning that I'm able to win this war of stall. I get disabled again, but like I said, the Strength Sap is going down and down more. As I go for another roost, I'm pretty much comfortable with the amount of roosts I have, and that's like the 9th Strength Sap that he used. I go for a Toxic because I could burn some HP, or not burn HP, but burn PP on a move that I can't even use, just so I can, because the thing is here is that if you start using moves that he needs on moves that I don't need, that pretty much I gain a lot of momentum from there. So look at the HP. I decided to go for the foul play. Kind of chokes by not going for there on the Strength Sap on the previous turn, and I'm able to win because I think my opponent kind of choked right there. You just should have just gone for the Strength Sap there. So that's game 1 for me, which is awesome. So now is game number 2. And like I said, my opponent is going to be using the exact same team. Only this time, I decided to bring some Kyurem Zeraora balance because I thought he was going to be a different team, but oh well. But now I know the team. I'm pretty sure he changed some of the sets on this team, as you're about to see right now, because it kind of makes it very obvious. But regardless, I decided, to use the same team for game 2 for my round 1, which is Blunder's SPL team, which consists of the threatening duo of Specs Kyurem and Bulk Up Zeraora, along with Wedge Teleport Clefable. Instead of Choice Band Aegislash, I decided to bring SD Air Balloon that can deal with Excadrill very well, Defensive Taunt Como, and Corviknight. So here we go. I lead off with the Como because it deals with the majority of the team outside of the Dragapult and the Corsola. I decided to taunt the Ferrothorn. I go for an Earthquake here, predicting the Dragapult. If I would have body pressed there, maybe things would have been different, but it doesn't really matter because I'm getting my HP back. So go for a body press of 65. Goodness gracious. Goes for a Power Whip. Don't know why he's actually going for that. I think I would have just switched out to Corsola. But whatever. I go for the taunt here on the protection here. A body press is coming in hard. So he switches out to Dragapult, which is a good play on his part. I could have Earthquake there, but I decided to go for another taunt just in case. So then I go into my Corviknight, but this Shadow Ball does nothing because he goes for U-turn. I forgot about that. But then I saw he was Life Orb. I was like, okay, now that boy's on a timer. He can't attack me all the time. Go into the Como here. Go for the Volt Switch. Very nice play on his part. I started realizing that his Rotom is actually still Scarfed, so that's kind of be good to my advantage. Goes for a good play for Draco, and he misses. So I get my Roxa as punishment. Go into my Corviknight here. He goes for the U-turn. Now with Roxa, this Dragapult can't be switching in and out consistently and attacking. Goes for the Rotom here. He makes a good play here because I go into my Zeraora expecting the Volt Switch. He goes for the Hydro Pump. I take almost half, but luckily Zeraora is bulky. He goes to the Ferrothorn. I could have close combated here or knocked off, but I decided to go back into my Como for just a safe mid-ground play. Goes for Protect here as I go for a taunt because I don't want this Ferrothorn doing anything to me. So I go for an Earthquake predicting the Dragapult. Now, if I would have just body pressed right there, like a scrub that I am, pretty much Ferrothorn would be non-existent right now. Goes for Protect here on the Kyurem, and now my Specs Kyurem comes in. I go for the Ice Beam, and it lives by 1. Damn it, man. So I decide to go out into my Clefable and go for Protect here. And now I started doing some Clefable shenanigans, but psych! I pull up a good switch out into my Como, predicting Leech Seed, and it misses. Nice. Goes for Protect here. And I go for the body press on the Ferrothorn. Great. Awesome. Go into the Dragapult here. I go for a taunt here because I don't want this Ferrothorn starting BS on me. I go into my Corviknight expecting the Dragapult to just Draco or to Shadow Ball, which is nice. Which now this Dragapult can't do anything to my Corviknight. And I'm going to go for the U-turn. And he's just taking damage. Chipping it away. He's almost at half. I'm about to attack the Dragapult, he's already at half. Crazy. I go for the U-turn expecting the switch, and I go back into my Kyurem. Now my Kyurem's hot and ready right now. Goes for the Volt Switch, but little does he know that I have the freeze dry for this, so I'm able to knock out the Dragapult, which is awesome because, like I said, the game plan is to get rid of the Dragapult and the Excadrill. That way, I pretty much will win. He misses a second Leech Seed, which is unfortunate, and I'm gonna start taunting that Ferrothorn, but instead, I go for the Body Press, which not a really good play on my part. I should have just gone for the taunt there. So I'm able to get the taunt there, and this Corsola has Ice Beam. Very strange indeed. I go into my Kyurem because I don't want my Pokemon freezing, and I do have a nice Specs Ice Beam that's almost half, which is insane. But unfortunately, he disables me, which means now I have to switch out because I don't want my Kyurem losing HP. Goes for a Strength Sap after the taunt's over. I'm able to go into the Komo here. Komo doesn't really need to attack on that much, so I just go for the Ice Beam. Ice Beam does 20%, which is kind of crazy. Going for the Clefable here because why not? And I'm going to get my Wish switch out going. So I get my Wish up right here and switch out to my Corviknight because I want this thing to be healthy for T-Tar and Excadrill. Goes for Leech Seed, of course, hits me. I get my HP back, which is nice. And this Ferrothorn looking kind of annoying right now. I go for the U-turn here and doesn't do too much. Go back into my combo here. Goes for Spikes, which is going to be kind of annoying. I don't want my, my main beat sticks chipping away. I go for a Body Press here because why not? And I thinking, well, he's going to go into the Corsola, right? So I decide just to go for a Body Press here just to make sure. Because sometimes he may or may not stay. He doesn't seem like very passive aggressive about it either. So I decided to be like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to attack like I don't know anything. Go into the Corviknight because he's already taunted. Goes for the Ice Beam here. I am going to take the opportunity here to defog the Spikes away because I don't think this Ferrothorn is ever going to come back. Goes for an Ice Beam, crits me unfortunately. I'm going to go for the U-turn. I could have roosted, but I didn't want this thing getting burned. So I go into the Clefable here. And now because he burns me on the Clefable, he can't freeze me. So none of that freeze cheese. Ice Beams here because now I teleport out of there. So I can go into my Zeraora and gain all that HP back, which is pretty cool because the priority on teleport's -6. Now, this is really important here. I should just pause here, but I'm going to go to the previous turn here. So me putting a Zeraora in is very important. And I was hoping this turn works out perfectly because if the Corsola gets knocked off, my Kyurem pretty much goes in on the rest of his team. The Ferrothorn still has enough HP to live 2 Ice Beams, but once it gets hit on a random switch, it's pretty much dead. Excadrill, while bulky as it is, it's about to take over probably like 60-70% from Ice Beam. Rotom can't really switch in on this because it has nothing to hit it back with. And Corsola will be dead. And T-Tar, I think it takes about 3 or 4, even though I'm Specs. So if I hit the knockoff here, which I actually do, this Corsola is not a big threat anymore, or not a big threat, but a wall. So I sacrificed my Zeraora with the Will-O-Wisp burn. So I was like, okay, whatever. I had to do it because I want the Corsola's bulkiness just gone. So Clefable comes back in. I go for a Wish here. Goes for a Hex for just about 30, which is kind of insane. I decide to teleport my way out and go into the Corviknight here. Like, woohoo! I got that momentum on me. Now, I am going to Body Press this T-Tar. Has Chopper Berry, so luckily for me, Sand is not going to be up for so long. Stone Edge does 43, which is insane. Now, expecting him to switch out, I go for the Roost here. And so now, I'm not really too worried. I go for the U-turn here, of course. I go back into my Clefable because I don't want this thing getting burned. My Corviknight, I should say. I'm going to go for another Wish here. As he goes for a Hex, that's about 30%. Fine by me. Now is my time to get Kyurem back in here. So he goes for Ice Beam here. That's 14%. Luckily for me, Kyurem is getting its health back. Now, Kyurem can go in on this team. I fire off an Ice Beam here. Does 37. Fine by me because I am faster than this T-Tar. But I switch out because I don't really want this thing to... Because of low rolls and all that, I didn't really want to risk that because I don't have the damage calculator on me. So I decided for the Como to come in because it can wall the T-Tar pretty easily. Como, even though it's paralyzed, gets the job done by getting the taunt up, so no Leech Seed, no Spike shenanigans as well. And we're on turn 54, by the way. So Kyurem comes in, coming in hot. Goes for the Power Whip, and now Kyurem can finally show you its true power in OU. Going to Corsola, I go for the Ice Beam. Luckily for me, I don't get cursed, but Jesus, it's so much. I go for another Ice Beam, and I'm like, hooray! I'm gonna blow you away. Boy! Get rid of the annoying wall that is Ferrothorn. I decided to go into my Corviknight because I want to play it safe, as he goes for a Fire Blast, which is pretty interesting. Now, luckily for me, the Corviknight has Body Press, so I'm able to knock out the T-Tar, and now in comes the last big threat. He goes for SD, expecting that. Of course, I'm going to go for the Body Press to 60%. He's leftovers, which is, kind of annoying. Goes for an Iron Head. It will take 2 to kill me. He doesn't flinch me, which is very fortunate on my part, and Exegil just drops dead after the Body Press, which means I pretty much win this game. Like, now Zeraora comes in. Now, check this out. Woo, I predict that, right? So now, I want all my Pokemon to be fast with this, so I get the knockoff, right? Yeah, so I get the knockoff right here, right? I go for a Plasma Fist, just to chip this goddamn Rotom. It's kind of annoying. He goes for a trick, right? But little does he know, I got another knockoff for him, which is insane. Because now he's going to go for Hydro Pump, and he misses. Whoop! Hit the wall. Now I go for another Plasma Fist. And guess what? Rotom's dead. Corsola is at 5%. And I'm able to win with a 6-0, which is insane. Wasn't expecting that. Anyways, these are very good matches. I am never going to play on my phone ever again. But anyways, guys, it's your boy Franklin signing out. We're on to round 3. Peace.